Hi, I'm Shamil Gizatulin, a patent attorney in Moscow. This is about patent term extension. I will tell you about Russian PTE practice from 2003 to 2015. Then I will tell you about current PTE practice in Russia. And finally, a few strategic tips how to get the most out of the PTE. In 2003, it became possible to obtain patent term extension for patents covering drugs, pesticides and agricultural chemicals for up to 5 years upon the patent holder's request based on the first marketing authorization. The claims directed to the commercial product were subject to term extension in their full scope, including all possible embodiments, until 2015, when the regulations were tightened. From 2015, under the new legislation, a supplementary patent with the claims restricted to the commercial product is issued instead of extending the claims of a patent. For example, if the patent comprises Markush claims, the Markush claims would be restricted to cover only one compound, and claims directed to use, method or expression vector or cell are not allowed for extension. Initially, Russian Patent Office favored patentees, and it was possible, for example, for Markush claims to maintain values of substituents like C1, C8 alkyl, or for claims directed to pharmaceutical compositions where the API was given in ranges. It was possible to maintain these ranges, for example, from 40 to 200 milligrams. However, more recently, Russian Patent Office has tightened its approach and now requires not only restricting the claims to directly cover the product, but also introducing additional amendments that may not be based on the specification of a patent. For example, such values of substituents in Markush claims like C1, C8 alkyl would be replaced with pentyl. If the drug exists in several dosages, like 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams, or 150 milligrams, the range will be restricted to from 50 to 150 milligrams instead of initial range, even if the new range is not supported by the specification. Russian Patent Office may reject patent term extension if it considers that the claim is broad and cannot be narrowed. For example, if the claim is directed to a composition where one of the components is given as an antigen, for example, if it's a component of a vaccine, and this antigen is not specified in the patent's description, the patent protecting the vaccine will not be extended. Russian Patent Office may also reject patent term extension. For example, in case if Markush claim covers the compound, but the specification doesn't comprise data of preparation and biological activity study of this compound. Russian Patent Office decisions may be appealed at the IP court. However, current practice indicates that IP court tends to support Russian Patent Office decisions rather than to reverse them. But whoever is forewarned is armed. And knowing about the current approach of Russian Patent Office with respect to patent term extensions, there are a few tips how to secure a patent from the patent term extension rejection. Since there are no restrictions in a number of divisional applications in Russia, it's always useful to keep a divisional application pending for important cases in order to tune the claims of a divisional application to put it in a better position for PTE. It is also useful from an enforcement standpoint, since the claims could be easily tuned to better cover the commercial product. And finally, a tip that may seem obvious. It's crucial to have all possible embodiments in dependent claims, so that the independent claims covering the product could be restricted on their basis. Thank you for watching.